Hey everybody, how you doing today? I hope this finds you doing well and that you're healthy and wealthy and prospering and all those things during our corona shutdown together. This has been such a curious time, hasn't it? Today, this is of course Holy Week. Today, this is usually called Maundy Thursday. This is the day when we celebrate the Last Supper. So you can go to Matthew chapter 26 or Luke chapter 22, find the Last Supper recorded. It's also in Mark's Gospel and in John's Gospel. It's a very significant moment in the life of Christ and for the church as well, and that's what I want to focus on today. So if you look at Luke 22, that's our passage, and I'm just going to pull out two verses, 19 and 20. Now, you can read the whole thing. 14 through 30 is actually the passage that the lectionary spells out. But these two verses, I think, really kind of touch the heart of everything that's being said during the supper. Verse 19, it says, "And he took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave it to them, saying, This is my body, which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me." So he gives thanks, he gives it to them, and he says, "This is my body which is given." So three different times we have that idea of giving. He gives thanks to the Father when he takes the bread and breaks it. And don't you know that while he's doing that, he's thinking about what this really means. When he gives it to the disciples, he's thinking about what this really means, the significance of it. And then he says, "This is given for you." So they're understanding now, but of course not as much as he is, the price that's going to be paid for this body to be broken. And then of course he does the same with the cup in verse 20. And in verse 20, he takes the cup and it says, "Likewise, he took the cup." So he did the same thing. He gave thanks for it. He took it up. He gave it to them. And then he says to them there in verse 20, "This cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you." So he's taking the bread, giving it to the disciples. He's taking the cup, giving that to the disciples. And he's saying, both of these things are given for you. One is, he says, given. The other one, he says, shed. So, and I mentioned in the letter today, Christmas has nothing on Easter because these are gifts of great significance. How wonderful they are. And Jesus gives us his all. Today, as we think about this Last Supper, let us remember all that he's done for us and rejoice in it and celebrate him today because of it. I wish we could be together, and I wish we could have the supper together. We'll have to do that at a later date, and we will. But think about the Lord today in this Last Supper with his disciples and all that he gave the church. I hope I see you soon. I love you guys. Miss you. Talk to you later.